Today's October 10th, and that's the date that the great slave rebellion leader Gabriel was executed here on what is called the African burial ground. This is where the town gallows was located. And that happened 218 years ago today. And when he was executed, there were no friends or family with him. There were the militia and the city officials and probably a right-wing mob, and he stood alone.
Phil Willeto is the editor of the Virginia Defender newspaper.
Every year since 2003, we have gathered here at the burial ground to stand with the spirit of Gabriel, to pay respects for the struggle and sacrifice that he and the thousands of people who conspired with him to effect what would have been the greatest slave rebellion in U.S. history if it hadn't been wiped out by a thunderstorm and then the subsequent betrayal. We reflect on the meaning of that struggle for the struggles today for freedom, justice, and equality, and we rededicate ourselves to those struggles in a spiritual, political, cultural ceremony.
Willeto and his wife, Anna Edwards, are members of the Sacred Ground Historical Reclamation Project of the Virginia Defenders for Freedom, Justice, and Equality. In fact, Edwards is the chair of the group, which hosted the annual event.
It's a community organization that got started in 2002 to work on social justice issues. And in 2004, we formed the Sacred Ground Project to work on specifically the story of Gabriel's rebellion and the reclamation of the African burial ground here in Shockoe Bottom. Today was the 16th of our annual commemorations of the life and effort of Gabriel and those who, along with him, sought to end slavery through rebellion in the year 1800, and to acknowledge the ancestors that are buried many feet below us on this site in a burial ground that was not formally sort of cared for in the years somewhere in the late 1700s up until the year 1816. And ever since it closed, it has essentially been urban property. And only recently has it been reclaimed. That was done finally in 2011. And then ever since then, we've essentially been working on the ability to memorialize all of the footprint that's left in Shockoe Bottom that is related to Africans in America, Africans in Virginia, and to the slave trade, and the fact that it was in this marketplace, this district, that was the second largest market in the country for the internal slave trade.
Edwards says Shockoe Bottom has a rich African American history. She added accurate history is vital. That's why her organization wants to preserve Richmond's factual historical sites.
It's not the biggest grouping we've ever had, and we do different things every year. Sometimes it's a little more contemplative, but it's really lovely to see the different people that will come out for this. You know, sometimes people think that only those of us in the Black community will come out. But the truth is that I've seen a hunger more and more for a truthful relationship to the history of this country. And so the more we reveal things and the more we connect it to basically our essential humanity, the more we see lots of different people coming out for it.
She admits there is an expectation of assistance from local African American politicians to help bring the group's objective into fruition.
On the face of it, it should mean we should make progress on these things very quickly. And I think that was the same kind of expectation that people had when Barack Obama was our president, right? That we should have been able to see rapid change in these areas. We're not seeing rapid change. We are seeing change, however. Things are happening. We have each fought from different perspectives, and sometimes it's difficult for us to be at the same table, but we are all cognizant of working together to bring this together and make it happen. And we're very close. We're very, very close.
What's next for the group?
Now the third stage of the struggle is to win this 9-acre Shockoe Bottom Memorial Park. Next year will be the 400th anniversary of the first Africans being forcibly brought to the New World, so-called, the North America part, that would eventually become the United States. And that we should really be thinking of using this anniversary when the eyes of the country and the world will be on Virginia.
In Richmond, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.